everyone, my name is Chelsea Stillwell, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the leadership quality generosity. So, what do you think of when you hear the word generosity? Do you think of it as treating others nicely or being generous by giving money? Well, when I think of the word generosity and having that related to being a leader, I think of the quote that we may all know, the habit of giving freely without expecting anything in return. It is important for the audience to understand the meaning of generosity and understand how this can be an important leadership quality to have. Generosity can be explained as being kind and generous. It does not just mean being nice, but it can also be described as generous with how you do things. For example, when relating generosity to work and to the workplace, it is to be generous with your ideas. You want to be generous in the matter of sharing ideas with others. We as humans often keep our ideas within and sometimes miss out on opportunities that could benefit us, but also benefit others and help us grow. I'm sure you all have heard the phrase, treat others the way you want to be treated. Well, this phrase directly relates to generosity in a big way. You want to treat others with respect, and you will get that in return. Therefore, being generous with your reactions will reflect the generosity towards others. An example of this would be giving employees exceptions if they need to miss work because of a family emergency. You as a leader want to be generous and kind and provide this employee with an exception. You will have to continue to stay consistent with the exceptions because then others will be upset if they do not get one. This example relates to generosity because you're being generous by giving those employees the exceptions when you wouldn't otherwise. So why should you as a leader have the quality of generosity? Well, I believe that a leader should have the quality of generosity because if they serve as a generous leader, they are serving because they care. They do not care about the associated benefits of being a leader, which is the pay, vacation, a luxury home, a luxury car, etc., but they care about how they are making a difference, serving the company as a whole, and how they are building relationships with their employees. So, serve others generously, care about making the difference, and care about those relationships with the employees, and you will be a generous leader. An example of where I have portrayed the generosity trait is one that comes to mind right off the bat. Where I work, I deal with employees every day for tasks that are related to human resources, and it is important for you to be generous with your time in these situations. You want to make sure that the employees know and understand what you can be there for them and treat them with respect. We had an employee come in, and she had had some personal troubles related to her family. One of her family members was very sick, and she was struggling to provide for her family. At the time, she had no one that she could talk to and really no one that would help her during this time of need. She lost her house, could not afford to pay the medical bills, and still came to work every day with a smile on her face. Ultimately, she needed some help in many ways. One way that I expressed being generous is by giving my time to just talk. During this time, she was able to relieve some stress and basically let it all out. Through the same situation, we opened a power fund for her. Power fund is where we all collect money for the employee and then our company matches the contribution. All employees, not just myself, were generous enough to donate a significant amount of money during her time in need. And on a positive note, she was able to pay her medical bills and was able to get a house. How can someone display the quality of being generous? One of the ways that someone can demonstrate this quality is by starting small. To be generous, you do not want to take a leap of faith and be generous in many ways. You want to first understand why it is important to be generous and then understand the overall umbrella of what it means to be generous. Start small by donating small amounts to a charity or by donating your time to the elderly. Being generous can come in many ways, but the overall picture is what matters the most, which of course is being generous. In conclusion, being generous is an important trait that a leader should have because it will set themselves apart from other leaders that do not have this trait. This trait can be described as treating others like you want to be treated and treat all individuals with respect. Be very supportive and be generous by giving your time to individuals. One last thing that I will leave you with today is never get tired of doing things for others. Sometimes those occupy the biggest parts of their heart. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation about generosity. I hope you all understand the meaning of generosity and you can have that trait as a leader. Thank you.